Hello viewers, welcome to Majesty Television Network, the channel of your choice and your destiny. I believe that whenever we are online, people are very excited because we bring good news. Today, guess what? It's so exciting, it's going to be very refreshing and very impactful. So I would want you to take up your coffee, or your tea, or your water, whatever you want to drink. And I said have tea. And relax, and let us dissect this word. This topic is coming because we are looking for improvement and of course for the inhabitants of Southeast Amsterdam. So today the topic is very interesting. Permit me to introduce it. It's titled Breaking the Chains of Debt and Work and Social Mobility in Amsterdam Southeast. We're gonna tear it. I was telling the panelists that they are going to break it. And you know what? We have experts who are going to dissect this topic. Then if you think you have something to say, feel free to call us on 0684 606 550. Let's introduce our guests to you. Our panelists are people we think they are well read and they can make justice to this topic. So I start with the ladies, because we always have ladies after gentlemen in Africa. Ladies, introduce the ladies first before you introduce the gentlemen. Is that okay?
Yes, okay. Yeah.
I'm in the minority, so.
So, permit me to introduce to you Ms. Caresse Balentin. Karen, you are the project leader of Back Your Chance. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Caresse Balentin.
Yes.
I work at the municipality of Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And I work at the department Armoedebestrijding. And I work for the Pakikans schemes and benefits.
You see, Armoedebestrijding in English.
Armoedebestrijding.
What does that mean?
You can say poverty reduction prevention.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see, poverty reduction and prevention. That's the department she works. So they know what it takes to bring poverty to an end. So keep listening. And then we have the other smooth lady, Lisanne Blomberg. You work as a policy and income strategist in Amsterdam department as well.
Yeah.
Say something to our audience, please.
Yeah, I'm a colleague of Caresse on the policy side of the poverty policy.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my areas is Zuidoost. I focus on Zuidoost. I focus on health. Well, just to let you know, it's a very broad topic.
Yeah, it is. I know.
We're just one small part of this. You have high expectations according to expertise, but it's good to know that there are a lot of people that know a lot of things, and we try. We try very hard.
We know that from your department you will deliver very well, and they trust that you are an expert in it and you can handle it. So that's why they brought you here. All right. And then last but not the least is our own youngster whom we have watched grow, and he has become a doctor in his profession, and he is here today as Dr. Richard Kyei. He is a structural and sociological analyst. Welcome to Majesty TV.
Thank you, Apostle.
Yes.
Yeah, so as usual, I'm Dr. Kyei, and I'm a sociologist, obviously.
Yeah.
And my interest is in migration and also urban studies. And currently I'm independent researcher and also a consultant. So working on some EU projects. Yeah, that's me.
Thank you so much. So I start with you, Dr. Richard. In such a prosperous environment like Amsterdam Southeast, even though they say it's the poorest in Amsterdam, okay, why do you think poverty is still persistent? From your own perspective, can you just look into the camera, before we shoot out to the main topic, just give us your own little bit of your opening framework on this issue.
Yeah, so I think we should consider the situation that is Amsterdam as an urban area, and in urban studies there is something we call ghettoization. That is where kind of slum, mostly in developing areas. So what the city is growing, it cannot grow evenly. So there's that kind of unequal distribution of resources and also unequal distribution of personnel or human capital,
Yes.
as well as financial capital. So all these aspects come into play, and it comes out like automatically, where some people have the system pushes some people to the margins. And in this situation, we have Amsterdam Southeast, which is one of the youngest areas in Amsterdam. And it came, as I always say, how it came up was for the settlement of the South Africans who, after the apartheid, and because they couldn't come and the Surinamese came in, so migrants found a place to stay.
Yeah.
And obviously, as migrants, you come in and you have many disadvantages compared to those in Amsterdam Central, Amsterdam East, and Amsterdam West. So you can see that Amsterdam North is also more or less like Amsterdam Southeast, but it's better somehow. So Amsterdam Southeast has a population of migrants, so more than 63% of the population are migrants. And with such a population, and I always say that migration cannot be taken as for granted. It has its own challenges. So as migrants, they have these challenges, and definitely so within the urban growth where the capital resources are growing, are booming, this side of the population becomes the weak link of the bigger picture. So that's how come, even though Amsterdam is growing and things are moving on in different aspects, Southeast continues to suffer this growth in terms of growth. But so it's not because someone had to make it, but because of the structural issue. And the structural issue in this sense is about migrants dominating the area. So it's the overpopulation, if I should put that, overpopulation of migrants in Southeast. That is what is causing the problem of poverty in Amsterdam Southeast compared to the other side of Amsterdam.
Wow, this is very satisfying. It's so satisfying to note this. So, because of overpopulation, not just that the people are not adequately working.
Yeah, so you cannot.
Just the population.
Yeah, so the population
is one of the major factors.
Yeah.
I hope somebody out there is listening to us so that they can understand. Because this analysis you gave regarding to the migration, the way Amsterdam Southeast was established, and how it was meant for people from South Africa, but unfortunately they couldn't come there. The criminals came here, the Sudanese came here, and then other migrants began to join. I mean, that's a good analysis. Because if we do not have the accurate foundation of what is playing out, we keep dumping the blame on the people. And then we keep thinking that people here are not well read, that's why they are not equally represented. Meanwhile, people here are well read. But unfortunately, overpopulation. But I think if we digress more, it's not just only the overpopulation, other things are also playing out. So thank you so much for that introduction you've just given to us regarding to this issue. I think there's going to be more discussion on this if actually we are going to find a solution. There must be a discussion on this. More and more experts have to come out and, discuss issues regarding to this, reaching to the policy making. Because something got to be done to be able to break this backbone of poverty in Amsterdam Southeast. Thank you so much. So, Lisanne, let me touch your own area. From the policy perspective, how serious is the debt and income vulnerability problems in Southeast? How serious it is?
Yeah, well, thank you, Richard, for this background information. We tend to look at numbers as well. Yeah, we know it is a big, serious problem.
Yeah.
I want to refer to the poverty monitor, the Armoede monitor. The most recent numbers we have are from 2024.
Yeah.
And these numbers show that 22% of all the households in Southeast are of low income. They have low income households. and that's the highest percentage in comparison to other stadsdelen, other areas in the city.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
yeah, so that's,
22%.
22% of
Wow.
all the households, yeah, so yeah, that's a lot, that's a
It
lot.
is.
Yeah,
Yes, it
yeah.
is.
And that's only the people we know, right? That's the numbers we have. So, and yeah, that's also a big part of why we focus more on this stuff. We really want to focus our policy on this area. And we also have, of course, the colleagues that work here that have most expertise as well. And it's also good to know that it differs very much per neighborhood.
Yes.
That's also what we see.
Yes,
So we tend
yes.
to focus on certain areas. For example, here in the H-buurt,
Yeah, okay.
some areas of G-buurt, G-buurt North. With all these numbers you can find online. It's on Open Research Amsterdam, the Armoede Monitor. So that's how we know it's a serious problem and why we really focus on this area. Yeah.
So, in your findings, do you think there's something that is prompting it to be so low like this? What is it? What are some of the factors that are prompting it to be so low like this?
Yeah, I'm not an expert on the data, of course. So yeah, I think
Why are they
it's
having
over the
low
years.
income?
Yeah, the
Low income. Why
Yeah.
are they having it?
there's different groups
No,
of people.
no jobs or what?
No, well, actually, a lot of people do have jobs. Yeah, there's a lot of people that do work and still have a low income. That's a very big portion of our the group we try to focus on, we try to reach. So it's not just people that have the beneficiaries from the gemeente that have low income, but also a lot of people that do work.
Are there no drastic ways? You see, I'm just looking at it. Are there no drastic way that can be taken to eliminate this poverty? If you second it, or your relatives second it, how do you think this can be drastically eliminated?
Well, if you want drastically, yeah, I just, yeah, maybe that's I want to look at the landelijke,
Long time.
the national government, yeah.
Okay.
So I think what we can do, we try to help, have as many benefits as possible, try to reach as much people as we can, work with local initiatives, work with you together to reach as many people as we can, to help them and prevent them from coming into financial debt. Or that's I think the most important thing we can do as the local
Exactly. Actually, in the Netherlands, they are really trying. You are really doing the best for the people who are living here. We need to acknowledge that, because when you look into other countries and others, you will see that they don't even enjoy some of the benefits we do enjoy here. And then, almost in all of the hard bills and care bills there, you see people doing some kind food selling, giving all of those things just to assist the poor. But the fact is this, Dr. Richard, do you think the poor will always remain among us?
Yeah, so I think as Lisanne
Or
said,
is anything migration can do to avoid poverty?
yeah, I think it's about the kind of work they do. So if you are working and then, so I just checked in terms of the income level, you see that Amsterdam Southeast is around 41,000 to 43,000, the annual income, brutto. And then if you take Amsterdam South, it's around 70,000 and getting to 105,000.
Right.
Yeah, so if you are living the same, you can work your head out and you still not get there. So I think the human capital is something that has to be boosted. So you need to boost your income, human capital, to be able to work even less and
Please,
get
how
more.
do you post that?
Yeah, it's through education, it's through training.
Yeah,
it's
but
through
after you have
skills.
gotten the training and the skills, you're not still being employed. What do you do?
Yeah, so that is the training and skill is the first step. Once you do have it, whether you don't
Because
get
you
it,
still have
it's a second step. So first you have to have the training to be able to even do the application. And then when you are not employed, as you are saying, looking for ways to deal with the problem. So first you need to get the training and skills. Then the employment too is another problem that will come. But if you don't have the basics, you cannot top you up. So I think, and it's not because also I'm not saying there's not because people don't have also the skills. Also, last time I was talking about how your as foreigners maybe your that is your diplomas, how are they equated with the Dutch diploma? So that is also a problem. So you may be a nurse in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Suriname, and then you come, how is it equated? If you are putting at that low level, maybe you are a nurse, you are saying you come here and you've been placed as a care worker, that motivation may not be there to get to the nursing, to be a nurse. So these are all some of the challenges that the migrant has to face and has to deal to climb the ladder.
It's very, 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 very true, but you have to also consider the fact that some have done their MBAs here, and some even did the MBAs as far back as before some of these people have been born, okay? Who are carrying themselves as professionals, you know? Some of them who are even conducting interviews with you. Because sometimes you just be forced to ask, so how old are you? The person said, oh, when did you do your MBA? You said, as far back as 1993. How? Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you understand me?
Yeah,
So they wonder, how come you don't have what it takes? How come you cannot get a job? Because they have a way of trapping people down. Either your language is not so to that level, or your education is not. Then if you studied here, what other explanation do they have to deny you of the right to work and to work good? Because when you go 2 or 3 times and you are soliciting for the office you think you must work for, before you know it, they begin to suggest to you something very, very lower. Something very lower. So they keep suggesting to you what is lower until you don't want to accept it anymore. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
And they force you to enter into the process.
So I think also is centering into the structural issue of the problem. So it's not just an individual problem, it's talking about the structural problem which is at hand. So once it becomes a structural problem, I think as Lisanne, you need a national policy to deal with. So I think that is what we have to consider, that the problem of poverty is not an individual problem, it's a structural problem, and the institutions have to take it up to be able to deal with. So I think if I take as an example, which is a bit bizarre but it's important, like you take the Holocaust. The Holocaust has been taken as as institutional problem. So you cannot just speak anyhow against the Holocaust and not go unpunished. So that is an institutional problem that has been taken as an institutional problem, and it is dealt as such. So if the poverty is also taken as an institutional problem, it can be dealt with. That's how when you go to Jewish schools, there are police guidance, they are not individuals. No. It's an institutional problem that is being solved institutionally. Okay. So if the poverty is also taken seriously as an institutional problem, it can definitely be dealt with. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there are going to be different forms of incentives where you can boost people's work, that is the skills and the training, and the availability. I was telling someone about going for job interview and you just look at your surname and that alone can take you out of the job interview. So these are structural issues where employers can be dealt with if such things are identified. So it's broad, but these are some peculiar issues or things that can be taken to address the issue of poverty.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So going back to the drawline, Caresse?
Caresse, yeah.
Caresse. Can you briefly explain what the flying squad Amsterdam Southeast does?
Yes.
And why it was created?
Sure. What the flying squad does, it's a team of colleagues that work at our department. So they have a lot of knowledge of all the benefits that we have, the benefits and the schemes, the pakikans, and they inform professionals, citizens, and also volunteers about all the benefits. And the main goal is for more people who qualify for the benefits to actually apply for them and use them. Because there's a lot of people looking at Southeast. It has the highest reach of whole of Amsterdam, which is 74 for the Stadsbus, but that means still 26% of the people that qualify are still not using it.
Yeah. Okay.
And so the ideas from the flying squad is that we go places, we have an outreaching approach. That we go, you can invite us to to an event you have, you can invite us to a group of citizens that you're giving, and it can even be a really small group that are learning how to sew, it can be anything, and we try to kind of address the misconceptions that there are about the benefits. Because a lot of people think the benefits are only for people who have a bijstandsuitkering, but that's not the case.
Yeah.
We have an income requirement that is 130% of the minimum wage, and for parents with kids, it's 150. And I think the most important thing, misconception, is once you apply for a benefit and you get it, you don't have to pay back. Because we look at your income from the previous year. So there are no
I think
risks.
that side have to be re-emphasized because so many people go around thinking that they will pay back something.
Yes.
And that has been the wrong mission. So even though you spend time to tell them what Practitioner is all about, they still come back with another, and that I heard this, I heard that. You know? So I think you guys have to do more work on that area. You know?
I agree. And
Give the people the opportunity to express their fear and then embrace it afterwards that it is workable. Because if you don't prove yourself that it's workable, nobody will be coming. See?
I agree, and I think that the best way we can do it is also working with people in the community that people
Very,
trust.
very important, yes.
And
it
we
is.
have a really good collaboration with churches in Southeast. We have a lot of events that we organize together because that's something we really have to work on, is the trust building.
Thank you so much. So how is your work different from regular municipal services?
I think the biggest difference is that the outreach approach that we have, we actually go to where the Amsterdammers are, so they can apply for the flying squad to come to where they are, and then we give them information about the benefits. I think that's the biggest difference.
Do you go out of your own usual duty to give information to the consumers?
We have, you can...
Because if you sit in your office and you expecting that the information will get to the grassroots, how would it be possible?
No, it's both. We have a reactive. I think a lot of people know the flying squad. To give you like an idea, we do 200 presentations a year.
Okay.
And last year, 40 of those were in Southeast, so that's a big part of that.
Yeah.
And usually it is reactive, so people know us, organizations, they invite us, and a part of it is also proactive. And our proactive approach is also really based in Southeast, so that we get in contact with organizations working here and see when can we, if they're having an event, we can attend.
Do you also go out of your will to say, okay, those organizations, let us give them some of these incentives, so that with this is what they will use to attract these people for us? So when like, if you say you give free computers to those who do not have it, and then you go ahead and maybe deposit about 20 in an organization, and then you check and see how it goes. Okay? When those people who belong to those organizations come, they can tell their mates, they can tell their colleagues, these things are here. Come and apply. If you merit it, then get a letter from like a chance. Then come here and collect. So that you don't go through the bureaucracy of waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Because sometimes it discourages people. They don't come out, but they want to come, they want to receive, but they cannot because the bureaucracy is too much. So you guys must learn a better way to lower your standards, use the grassroots resources you have, implement it, and see how. Trust the other people too. Trust your workers. Trust, like if you come here, you trust me that I can deliver what you want me to deliver. Then next time you come again. But if you don't trust me, you only want to use me to pass your information. The next time when you are coming, I will not give you an airtime free. It's not possible. Do you understand? So that's the way things work.
I think what we do with grassroots organizations is they play a really good role in restoring the trust. We do have an application process, so we do have to go through that process, but we're trying to simplify it. So we have 11 benefits and schemes. So what we've done, I think 2 years ago, is how do you say that? Samenvoegen is we put some of the benefits together, and you apply for one and you get another one on top of that.
Okay.
Automatically, that's the way we try to simplify the processes.
So can you boldly look into the camera and tell our viewers how successful you have been in that your process. How successful have you been in giving out and the people coming in and responding to packages?
How exactly do you mean? How successful have I been?
Yeah, how successful has it been? Have people been reacting towards it positively? And what's the percentage?
What I said, the percentage in Southeast is 74%, and that's the highest percentage in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
So the percentage is good, but I think there's still more work to do.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
you would want to reach everyone. So we're open to working with grassroots organizations and how we can collaborate, how we can reach more.
Yes, that is good. For me, I'm open to work with you as well. We are open to work with you and see how we can reach Nigerians, because we don't have only Antillans and Ghanaians. We also have people from the minority group like the Nigerians, the Cameroonians, the Liberians. They're all here. So we must be able to reach out to all the groups that are in the community.
And what do you think is the biggest obstacle in reaching the Nigerian community
Well,
at the
it's
moment?
not something I will sit here and begin to discuss right now. I think I have to crack in my brain to be able to give you this advice as an expert. I will not just sit here and begin to maybe tell you this and this and this. That's the greatest obstacle. But you need to do your research, and then I do my research, and then we come up and we say, okay, I find this and I find it, then I tell you this is this and this is this. Then I present you to the community, and then we can see what to do. So, that is it. Let's go to the area of how people become trapped. And then I start my question with Caresse again. Are there specific groups that face extra barrier, such as migrants, elderly people, or single parents?
Is the question barriers in applying for the benefits or barriers of breaking free of poverty?
Yes.
Or a combination of both?
Being trapped in the system, yes.
I can imagine.
How do people become trapped in poverty?
I can imagine for elderly, the migrant elderly, what can be a barrier is if they haven't lived their entire life here. So if you haven't lived between 15 and 65 years, that means you have an AOW role, of AOW gehad.
Yeah.
And so you don't get the total pension. And in that case, you can apply for an AIO, that is an allowance at the SVB. It's not an allowance, it's actually an aanvulling, a supplement. And I think a lot of people don't know about that or don't apply for it.
AIO.
AIO. Aanvullende inkomensondersteuning, I think it stands for.
Yes.
And another, I think another one could be for migrants as well, maybe the language barrier. That can be an issue, that can be something, that's holding them back.
Language barrier?
It could be if someone's speaking another, language, but we have folder, that could possibly another, that's in the way. So we try to have folders in different languages. We have 6 folders in different languages, and we also have a field in different languages. So we can try to make the information available to everyone.
Really? Let me ask Dr. Richard. Dr. Richard, please. Are these debt problems mainly individual or financial mismanagement? Are there structural issues?
Yeah, I think they can be individual to some extent, but I think the main problem is about your income. So if with the rate of inflation recently, and I think anyone who goes to the market knows how when you take 50 euro, maybe you spend 25 euro per week, but now you have to take about 100 euros without your own fault. The system has made it say that prices are high. So it's not about mismanagement, it's about your low income which is causing the problem, but in the end you can somehow be blamed as mismanagement because then you have to stop eating this or that, and that is about also nutrition and then bringing about health issues. So there are so many consequences. So it's not about financial mismanagement, no. It's about cost of living which is rising and income which is not rising according to the cost of living. So that is what is causing the problem rather than individual problem of financial mismanagement. No, totally not. Because every year, I think those also we all have telephones, copying, and they've been sending letters recently about how they have been changed their contracts and the income, the prices have increased, and also rent has also increased, electricity has increased. But you ask yourself, how much has the your salary has increased accordingly. So even though the CAO it seems to be increasing, but the rate of increase is not comparable to the cost of living. So that is what is causing this. So it's not anyone's. If your income is low, then they say then you peg. So you fall into that pit.
And what's the way out?
What is the way out? then the way out then is going to pack your cars.
I think we're higher minimum wage. Yes.
Yeah, you look for incentive somewhere to solve. But the problem is also that maybe your income is low, but it's not so much low to get into pack your cars.
Yes.
So then it becomes, you get into that kind of frustration and that kind of problem because your income is mainly barely 25,000. And that is not enough, but your pack your car says you need to be maybe 23,000 to be able to meet.
Yeah.
So you apply, you're not getting it.
Exactly.
So that is also the point, and I know it's not because of the the employees at Park Your Cars, but because of this what has been put there. So then it goes back. You said in October there's going to be election. So the local politicians, they have to review certain things to be able to meet many people, knowing that the inflation rate is so high.
You're very, 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 very right.
And I think one correction, I think
Yes.
what would be a solution would be raising the minimum wage. I think that would be the best solution there is. And a small correction, because I want to have the right income requirements. There are a bit higher for people who live alone. It's 27 or 28,000, and for people living together, it's 38,000.
Yeah, so is it?
But still, people.
Yeah, so which means that 27, most people are within 25, 24. So which means that you are poor, but you cannot qualify for you don't qualify for incentives. So that makes it even harder for you. So as he's saying, single parents are 27. And some people are around 25, 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, because most people, you see that you're working 8 hours for maybe cleaning, and you're not receiving 2,500 or 2,000. You're receiving 2,000 each. So you definitely
go from one job to another job to another job.
Yeah. So you don't meet Park Your Cars, and you're also poor financially. So so it means no incentive for you.
I think if I can add to this, on paper it's you don't have a low income according to the Pakistans,
Okay.
but it's about your spending. You don't have enough money to spend. That's basically what you're saying. But I would encourage people to still go to the bird team then, because we have the matter.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's what you have left at the end of the month. How much money? Some people don't have any money left to buy grocery.
Yeah.
You still can't use our benefits. But I would encourage you to go to the bird team and.
The bird team?
Yeah.
Really? They can supplement?
Yeah, it's a maatwerkroute. Yeah, we have a special route for these because. As you can maybe understand, it's a lot of work to look into everybody's income and everything. But if the bureau team can see you don't have enough spending money, you can still use our Stadsbos and the other benefits. Yeah.
So my advice is go to the OKT or the bureau team. Those are the two organizations who can apply for the maatwerkroute.
So are there some cases where municipal have tried to intervene before the problem escalates?
Yes. I wanted to say something about the debts. That's not my area of expertise, but we have the program vroegsignalering, and that's when people don't are behind on their monthly payments, for example, for the health insurance or their rent, and the companies that collected money send a signal to the gemeente if the people don't pay. So that way we can prevent people from going into financial debt. It's a vroegsignalering, and if the signal comes to the gemeente, we reach out to these people, we call them, or the bureau team goes there with the Vroeger op af group, and this has been quite successful actually. It's been since 2020 this program has started, and for example it has helped less people have been removed from their houses actually.
Really?
Yes.
Really? I'm not aware of this.
No, I think maybe that's good. Yeah, it's you only it's not it's of course it's not great if this program comes to your house, but we just really want to prevent people from going into more deficits. The more month you're behind on your payments, the worse it becomes, of course.
Exactly.
So we really want to prevent it.
Intervening before it becomes problematic. I think
Yeah,
that's the
and
most
people,
important.
and people are dying because of stress.
Yes, and that's stress is a big.
So let me ask you, Caresse, and what are the most common benefits or provision people in Southeast are missing out?
We have 11 benefits and schemes, the Pakikans, and I think the most known one is the Stadspas that everyone can apply for. We have a few specific ones for the elderly. We have the gratis OV, you can travel for free with OV. And we have a few more specific benefits. For instance, if your mantelzorg are taking care of someone, you can also get OV kosten. So there's different kind of benefits. But what is, I think what is really nice about the benefits is once we reach you, so imagine you apply for one of the benefits and we know what your income is, we proactively reach you with the other benefits that you might qualify for. So reaching people that have no contacts with the gemeente, that's also, it's a bit more difficult. But once you're in, we always...
Once you have, so we are talking about people being documented. They are the people who benefit from all of this.
People who once applied already for the Stadspas last year, we proactively send them a new application form. If you apply for the Stadspas only and we know you have kids, we also proactively inform you about the opportunities there are for kids.
So are you saying that every year people have to apply for the Stadspas?
Yep. That's
every year?
Yeah, but
so because
sometimes we make it a bit easier once you're in the system. You only have to put like an audit on
because sometimes you are qualified for it this year, and then next year they say you're no more qualified for it, because you're out of it. So then what happens? It means that you couldn't succeed anymore. You have to wait for a while before you become qualified again.
No, if you don't make the income requirements because you earned a bit more money this year. So if you have it
That's
now,
the problem. You see, you can earn a little bit money this year, but you're not sure of next year.
Yeah.
You see, so how can there be sustainability?
Well, well, you would hope, of course, that people would earn enough money that it's not needed. I understand your question very much, but it is what it is. We have
So this year they are in, they get little benefit, then next year they're out again, get into debt. I mean, look at this.
I know.
How can that be?
Yeah, because the minimum income is raised every year. So one is raised and then your income is still the same, then you fall out.
No, but they're also raised every year. The income requirements are also raised.
So which means that if my income is not raising according to what you raised, then it means I'm going to lose it this time.
No, if your income isn't raised, I mean, you still fall under it because your income isn't raised.
No, I mean, if it's raised proportionately, but not so much. So I'm still that poor, but whatever happened, maybe I did some 2 or 3 hours extra, and then my income went a bit higher. So that takes me out of it. But my status has not actually changed. I mean, my lived experience has not changed, but I have to then forgo the start pass.
You
understand that?
Yeah, it's the poverty fall, basically. That's what we say, the armoedeval, the poverty fall. That if you earn just a bit more money, that you don't get to use these benefits anymore. We are very, very much aware of this, and I think it's quite a difficult thing.
It's so difficult.
But it's, I think, because you get
this little things like giving little to the birds. They come and they beg and they eat and they go, they come. It doesn't have. They got to be something very, something that can sustain.
Yeah, I think you get it for a year, maybe that helps, but I think we really want to learn about this. We want to learn how we can help.
Something that can break the people out from the circle.
Yes.
Maybe raise more entrepreneurs, more women entrepreneurs.
I think what we do
I don't know really what can be done.
What the gemeente does do is we have this pilot. It's a pilot for it's been a while, I think. The pilot werken minima is if you're working and you don't earn enough, or you're looking for for another job, or you want to maybe get some extra qualifications,
Yeah.
you can go to that, you can maybe be part of the pilot and see if you can get extra help to get a different kind of job, so you can earn a bit more. So these are a few of the possibilities, and also once you don't qualify more for the benefits.
I think it will be very, very important to have some free thinkers on this issue, okay? Real free thinkers, people who can think on how to break the power of poverty in a nation. Let them come, economists, people who are experts in handling money. Let them come, get some ideas, even from the youths, from the youngsters. Get ideas, from the old ones also who have retired. Get some ideas, and then let them be free thinkers. They can gather from time to time to think on how to break the yoke of poverty. I think if situations are being created for them to think for 8 hours, they will come up with something then.
Yeah, possible, but I think it's also political issue. So it's not only, so I think the and also Pakistan is a commenter, so that is at the local level. So they are doing something, but also if it's something at the national level, it's going to bring more, because the finance, even though the commenter has some funds, the national funds is bigger. I mean, if it stays within the national budget, then it's able to make much impact. So, for instance, the government is introducing, providing free training for migrants. For instance, they said now we're talking about ICT, having people in ICT or in certain areas where income, I mean, to boost your income. These are specific areas which are very important. If there is a kind of national agenda to push these migrants into these sectors, definitely their incomes are going to, they are going to get the training and then apply to certain jobs and or create their own jobs, because with the ICT they become freelancers and then they can boost their income, because Pack Your Cans is helping you to sustain yourself, not actually taking you out of the poverty. So if you want to take people out of poverty, there should be drastic measures. So these are helping you to sustain, because at the moment that is what you are. But sustainable way of taking you out of poverty, the solution does not lie in Pack Your Cans. No, so there are social interventions to address difficult problems at a particular moment in your life.
Exactly.
So you have to go out of it. And the going out of are those drastic measures. The people, the work there, and also, so there are two areas about the migrants themselves and also the institutions. So for instance, the migrants themselves, it's always difficult after going through a lot of stress in acquiring your legal status. Sometimes you lack the motivation to boost yourself. So, and also as you mentioned, if you go do 1 or 2 CVs around and then it's not working, you are not motivated anymore. That is the problem, one problem. But the other problem is where also migrants are entering into acquiring the language and to be able to speak fluent Dutch and applying to and getting some skills, because you cannot. I always advise people, I'm in cleaning, I'm doing cleaning. I cannot stay as a cleaner. I should be able to move to a chef, what is it?
A chef.
In cleaning, they don't call chef, they call, what is it?
The chef.
The leader of the cleaning thing. I have to move on. I cannot stay 10, I cannot stay in a place, a working place for 5 years and be the same. I should try to boost my skills to make sure that what is it, sometimes you don't need so much training, you need some few hours of training to be able to be the leader of the group. And once you become the leader of the group, your income goes higher. And then as you are moving on, you'll be able to think outside the box and also think, because if you are just staying there, you have €14.87, it can go about 10 years, you see you are just at €16. And that is not enough, but if you're able to boost with a bit of paper, because in Europe, you need the paper to show what you can do.
Exactly.
Maybe in the US, you need your skills and then you show what you can. But in Europe, you need the paper to show. So if you are in that company, you should be able to also ask your leader that I want to do this training, so I want to do that training. And your employer is compelled in some way, after years of staying in that way, to be able to train the workers. So if these are ways also on the part of migrants to boost ourselves to be able to come out of poverty. So it's a kind of two-way issue.
I think your perspective on the Pakistan is really well said. It's
Yeah.
it's assistance for certain parts of participation. We find it really important that kids can do sport activities, so that's why we pay for that part of it. Kids should have a laptop, so that's why also you get benefits to be able to get the laptop, but it doesn't get you out of the poverty situation. And I think that you should think more about income support and BBI. Klantbegeleiders, they can also look together with you what kind of participation trajectory can you follow and what can you do to improve your skills to find a better qualified job.
Well, all these are very, very theoretical, and I believe that we still have a long way to go. But nevertheless, we're not saying no to all the possibilities that are available. So those who are opportune, the opportunity to follow your education, you can do that. The opportunity to do many jobs and be waiting for the community to continue to help you. That's also another good thing. But the fact is that don't just remain still